Hey everybody, talking today about workspace and home deductions, specifically the new measures available for our 2020 tax returns. Now, historically, there's always been an employment expense deduction available for employees. Back in history, in 2020 and going forward, nothing's changing in that regard. What we're talking about are the new measures for 2020 specific to COVID-19 relief for employees. And today, we're talking about the workspace and home temporary flat rate method. Now, what is that? $2 a day to a maximum of 200 days. So a total deduction of $400 available for an employee, assuming they met specific criteria. They were working at home in 2020 due to COVID-19. They were working at home for at least a period of 4 consecutive weeks, 50% or more of the time. They're not claiming any other type of expenses. That's number 3. So we're not trying to claim utilities. We're not trying to claim cell phone costs, etc. And finally, they weren't reimbursed by their employer at all. Some new information in early February that came out, the CRA did say and did update some information saying that in order to claim this amount, that home office expenses were required to be paid. Although it's kind of a little bit weird that receipts aren't required for the temporary flat rate method. A couple things with the temporary flat rate method. Like I said, $2 a day for 200 days, so $400 in total as a deduction. Again, it's a deduction. It's not cash back $400. It's a deduction. So if I'm paying tax at 25% marginal tax rate, $400 max deduction would get me $100 of savings or $100 of increase in refund. Secondly, just the number of days. Middle of March 2020 to the end of December 2020, that's about 290 days, 220 weekdays. So somebody to get the max claim at 200 is going to have to work at home the vast majority of the time from March 15th to the end of December. If you're an employee who's worked maybe 2 months at home, April and May, or middle of March to middle of May type thing, you might have 60 total days, maybe 40 working days or something like that. Your claim is only $2 a day for those 40 days, $80 deduction at 25% tax savings or whatever your marginal tax rate is. The dollar value of benefit to you is diminished based on those number of days. And at absolute max, if you're a top rate taxpayer in Alberta, 48% tax rate, $400 of deduction is worth about $192 to you. So there you have it, the workspace and home deduction temporary flat rate method. No attestation required by my employer, no receipts required, although expenses had to been paid. I file it on a T777S form. I figure out the number of days I worked, part-time days work, full-time days work, sick days don't, vacation days don't, days I don't work obviously don't count. And I calculate the number of days and I look to claim. Now, one of the things that you do want to mention and do want to watch for though is this is the simple method. Maybe one of the other methods works better for you. So in our next video, we're going to talk about the simplified method and see perhaps that might work better for you in your specific circumstance. So you just don't want to rush to the temporary method. Take a step back, look at it, and see what works best for you for your 2020 tax returns that you'll be filing here in the next few months. Okay, looking forward to the next video. See you around.